Hello, I'm Ellen of Being Change. Good evening, welcome to your 15-minute yoga for bedtime. Grab yourself a pillow if you've got one and let's get cozy. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat today, so just choosing any seat you want to. You can be on a chair, on your bed, however you want to be. And we're going to start with a little massage. So I'm going to take my glasses off actually for this. So just take your fingertips, so index finger and middle finger. I'm going to place them on the temples here. I'm just going to start to draw slow, steady circles as we begin to connect to the breath. So it's really nice to allow ourselves this time to rest and relax. Start to release tension. Let the pressures of the day just kind of melt away. I'm going to take the fingertips now to the point just between the eyebrows and then just draw along the eyebrows, go over the temples again. And keep connecting to that nice deep breath. And obviously it's much easier said than done to let the pressures of the day melt away. But we can really help ourselves with practices like this. So let's take the hands into fists now. I'm going to place these fists just on the jaw muscle here. So below the cheekbone and above the jawbone. Place the fist there. Let the head hang forwards a little bit. And then already you might start to feel that that's quite tender. And we're going to start to just kind of gently knead the muscle there. The nice deep breaths help us to relax and release. And if you don't have time for the whole practice, just do this little massage maybe when you're washing your face in the evening. Okay, let's release there. Take the right fingertips just to the left shoulder blade. Start to dig in, starting to release any knots of tension that might have accumulated here in the day. Telling the body that it's time to wind down. So the practices that we're going to do today help us to come into that rest and digest response. Maybe bring it to the neck here. And then take it to the other side, so left fingertips to the right. So we spend a lot of our day kind of in a stress response. And sometimes it takes, a lot of the time it takes a bit of prompting actually to come into the relaxation response. Bring it to the neck. So you can always pause and do this for a little bit longer if you want to. We're going to move into our first shape now. So I'm going to come to a version of a forward fold, a seated forward fold. A really soft, gentle one that's going to bring the head below the heart and just help us connect to that parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. So sitting on the sit bones, bend the knees. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. And exhale, just melt yourself forward so the belly comes into contact with the thighs and the head hangs down. So maybe the head rests on the knees, maybe not. Maybe you bring the hands to the backs of the thighs. Get cozy. Start to invite the shoulders to release, to soften down. And just listen to your breath as it comes in and goes out. Okay, bringing the hands down by your side, help yourself really softly rise up. Maybe keeping the chin gently tucked, and then we're going to bring it over to tabletop position. Move with a softness and ease. You can always take a blanket, pop that underneath the knees if you want to, could feel really nice. And we'll come into cat-cow, so inhaling to drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, exhale to round through the spine. See if you can find a softness here. So no pushing or pulling, just letting the spine find this natural wave-like motion. So often it just takes releasing kind of that crumpled up feeling of the spine to help us start to unwind. Let's do one more. Maybe you're letting some exhales out through the mouth like I am. And from here, let's bring our hands quite a lot further forward. So really walking the hands forwards. Let the forearms drop down to the ground, elbows down, and then send the hips up and back as you let the head relax down, maybe onto the ground, maybe not. And the key thing here is to feel the sense of the heart space here just dropping down towards the ground. My hoodie's flopping around all over the place. It's okay, it's cozy. If this is too much for you in the shoulders, then you can always stack the forearms instead and let the head come and rest down on the forearms there. So a couple more deep breaths here. And then we're going to look forwards, slide ourselves forwards onto the belly. We'll come to a very gentle Sphinx pose. So onto the forearms again, elbows underneath the shoulders. Feet can be out nice and wide here. Roll the shoulders down the back body. Find a gentle lift in the chest and then take your gaze straight down between the hands. So there might be a temptation to look up, but we want to just keep the chin gently tucked. Resting in your Sphinx shape, start to feel the breath coming into the belly as you inhale. So as you breathe in, feel the belly expand and press into the ground beneath you. And then as you exhale, feel that sense of release. Let's take one more breath like this. As you inhale this time, see if you can even breathe into the lower back. Feel it expand and then exhale out through the mouth. Lovely. So from here, just bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll gently bring ourselves up and we'll come to a little twist here, so to get into the upper back. So we're going to inhale, just lift that left arm up as high as it wants to go. And then as you exhale, bring that arm underneath the right arm. Bend the right elbow, come down onto the left side of the head. And then maybe you start to walk the right fingertips forward so the arm goes out long. And then soften here. So press a little bit through the feet, but then invite a softening in the neck. This bottom arm, let it be nice and gentle on the ground. Connect to that breath. And this is literally like an unraveling, unwinding from the day. Let's bring that right hand back down, palm to ground. Press ourselves gently up. I'm just going to turn around so you can see the other side, but you can stay where you are. So from your tabletop position here, I'm going to inhale, take that right arm up, and then exhale, bring it underneath the left. And then flip your hoodie out the way. Bending that left elbow, walking the left arm forwards if that feels okay, and then keep gently pressing in the feet, but soften everywhere else that you can. Good, okay. So from here, slide in that left hand back, bringing yourself all the way back up to your tabletop position. I'm going to come into the feet a little bit here. So you're going to curl the toes under and then use your hands to see if you can pull all of the toes out a little bit more. So maybe all the toes, even the little pinky toe, comes into contact with the ground. Maybe. And then we're going to walk the hands out, send the hips back towards the heels, start to feel a stretch in the fascia, the connective tissue of the feet. Breathe here. So releasing tension in the feet can have a huge positive impact on the whole rest of the body. Okay, and then from here, let's walk it back up. So we're going to come to a child's pose now, if this is comfortable for you. So taking the knees out wide, big toes together. We'll come to extended child's pose. Now I'm going to take my pillow here and place it onto my heels so that I can send my hips all the way back and they actually come into contact with the pillow. Some people might not need that because you might have contact between the hips and the heels anyway. And if you don't have the pillow, it's fine, don't worry. So hips go back, walk the hands forwards and let the forehead rest down. Now, you want your forehead to be in contact with something. So whether the forehead comes to the mat, the ground, that's fine. Or you can stack the forearms and bring the forehead to rest on the arms. And if extended child's pose is not comfortable for you, come up to a seat and you're just going to use the thumb to press on that third eye point, okay? So we're down in our child's pose or we're up in our seat and we're feeling this pressure on the third eye point. And breathe deeply, right down into the belly and into the lower back here. So this third eye point is a really powerful point to help tell the body that it is okay, that it's safe and that it can rest and relax. Okay, lifting the head if you're down, slowly walking it up, keeping this sense of ease. We're slowing things down for the day. Bring the knees back in, remove the pillow if you had it, and then we're all going to come down to our backs. Then we're going to bring our pillows here if we've got them. We're going to take the pillow in between the legs here, in between the knees. So lying yourself down, take the arms out wide, and then slowly let the knees fall over towards the left, keeping the right shoulder blade in contact with the ground if you can. And then get comfy here, so use this pillow as a support. And you can bring the head to look up towards the ceiling, or maybe you turn to look over that right shoulder. And just really connect to that deep belly breath here. Maybe start to elongate the exhalation so it's longer than the inhalation. Okay, and then we'll very slowly bring the head back to center, bring the knees back up, and we'll take it to the other side. So letting the knees slowly fall to the right. Left shoulder blade stays in contact with the ground. Snuggle in. Maybe turn to look over that left shoulder. Breathe deeply. And just let yourself start to let go of any unnecessary tension. So are your legs holding on here? Can they soften? What about the shoulders? What about the jaw? What about the muscles around the eyes? Lovely. One more deep breath here. Okay, and slowly head back to center, knees back, and we'll take that cushion, lift the head, pop the pillow underneath. And then choose a nice comfortable resting shape for you. So maybe you want to keep the knees bent. So maybe take the feet out wide. Let the knees knock in so they rest on each other. Okay, and then maybe you prefer to take the legs out long, in which case just extend one leg and then the other. Resting the hands wherever is comfortable, maybe down by your sides, maybe resting on the belly. And right here, let's reconnect to that sense of elongating the exhalation. So this act of having a longer exhale, again, helps to tell the body that it's time to come into that rest and digest nervous system response. So it literally helps to calm the nervous system, bring us out of a stress response and help us ease into that restful state. So a few long exhalations here. Got nothing to do, nowhere to be, nothing you have to think about. Just watch the breath come in and go out. okay? You can stay as you are if you want to. Or start to slowly draw one knee up and then the other. And slowly letting the knees come to one side, rolling onto that side. Palm to the ground. Really softly ease yourself up to a comfortable seat to close your practice. If you're coming to cross-legged, then I invite you to bring the left leg in front, because activating the left side helps again to activate that parasympathetic nervous system. Let's place one hand on the heart space, the other hand on top. And just notice how you feel. And you know, it's really challenging often for a lot of us to come into that restful state. I know, it's really hard. And what can be even harder still is giving ourselves this time to do these practices that can really help us. So take a moment to be really, really full of gratitude for yourself for doing this practice. I hope that you return to it often, even if you just do little bits and pieces of it. It will make a huge difference. So I hope that you rest really well tonight. Have a peaceful sleep. Thank you for practicing. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for practicing this short yoga for bedtime sequence. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit like down below and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I release new videos every week on yoga, meditation and holistic health and well-being. So be sure to subscribe so you know when the new videos are released, and do share this with any friends or family members that you've got, especially if you know that they too struggle with sleep, relaxation and that kind of thing. Share it with them as a helpful tool to help them out in these times. And if you do enjoy this kind of content and you want access to exclusive yoga videos, holistic living videos and seasonal wellbeing practices, then make sure to check out my Patreon community. The link is below and there's lots of goodies there for you for just a very and there's lots of goodies there for you for just a small amount each month. So as ever, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.